lesson, students are going to examine why political parties change. And the question that I want them to focus on is, do political parties change their platforms as time goes on? Do political parties change their stance on specific issues? Or do political parties change based off of society? And that is something that they're going to discover by analyzing 5 different presidents. So as you can see on Schoology, they get in teams to work together, and they have 5 steps that they need to complete. The first step is to analyze each of these presidents and determine how they would rate them conservative or liberal. They'll click on this link and it'll take them to this website, ontheissues.org, and basically it provides you an overview of where the presidents stood on specific issues. Based off of those notes, in step 2, the students will rank the presidents on the political spectrum, and they can rank them at anywhere they want as long as they come to an agreement. And so it was explained that if they think that they're extremely conservative, they would give them a 10 rating. If they think they're extremely liberal, they give them a 10 rating down here. Now, if they think that they're a 6, they need to explain what kept them from being an extreme conservative right rating. This was done by not only using the conservative viewpoints, but also the liberal viewpoints that would bring them down to a 6. Once they have completed step 2, determining their rankings, they actually place them on the graph. And here's the graph, and they would put points for a specific president, whether Republican or Democrat, and then they would rank them and provide a quick excerpt on why they ranked them how they did. Once the graph was completed, they moved on to step 4, where they paired up with another group, and they set up their graphs, and you'll see later on in the video the discussion that they had in terms of where they ranked their presidents compared to other groups. Specifically, I had to keep reminding them that this isn't a report. This is more or less a conversation/debate on why they rated their presidents where they did, because not all of them will have the same ratings. And to complete this activity for step 5, the students then individually completed a discussion board that required them to answer several questions about their specific graph and then respond to their classmates.
I want to see, do these parties change, right? Do they actually change, or does society change causing them to change? Right? It's a difficult question, and we're going to look at that. So does society change causing the issues to change, or do the parties change themselves? All right, so here's a similar graph. All right, what we're doing, you can find in English class, and basically they follow how a character changes over time. All right, today we're going to follow how political parties change over time. All right, so what I did an example of Shrek. Okay, that is the same thing you're going to do with political parties, with our presidents. All right, our Republicans up here, and then Republicans down here. Our Democrats up here, and then the Democrats down here. All right, what happens as time goes on? And then we want to know, why does that happen? So that's what we're going to do with the political spectrum. So
liberal. Wow. Because elementary, secondary. Does it say math given to much? Yeah.
Right? So when you're looking at each president, we're going to talk about, you're going to look at different things about them, and you're going to try to come up with an idea. Either really conservative, or they zero.
Have to do a poster on the presidents and rank them on the scale of conservative and liberal. And we have to say how liberal we thought they were, how conservative we thought they were, based on what they supported, and then we have to put them on this poster with their price, and then we're going to go up there.
lots of services, right? Universal health care. People need help from the government to survive, right?
I think that he's like a stuntman because he had like some liberal aspects of it. So we have to like yes, they would mostly have like
Like say what you agree with.
yeah. So he taxes were too high.
So like we felt that with Dwight, like you were saying, that he didn't have a lot of like opinions on certain things like drugs, and I feel like drugs wasn't an issue in that point of time, and now that she brought up like defeating the how do you say that scourge of drugs and starting with our children, that's when it like started to actually hit us, and we needed to do something about it.
For George Bush, I can say never mind. We said that he was a 7. On our poster, we said that Bush calls for constitutional amendment to ban gay marriage. So basically, Bush also, he had like enough liberal to be closer toward the bottom, but most of his stances were conservative, but his liberals were like crime, drugs, environment, immigration, and like we added them up, and the conservatives were like a little bit more, but not a whole lot. So we wanted to put him somewhere close to the 5 mark on conservative.
George W. Bush was a Republican. Being that he was a Republican means that people thought that he would have more conservative views than liberal views. That wasn't the case. He was not fully conservative because he had quite a few liberal thoughts. With that being, he somewhat supported abortion to a sense. He didn't fully support it, but yeah, he supported abortion. Also, he thought gay marriage wasn't the right choice, but he believed that it was the choice for the people.
So we put Dwight Eisenhower at a 7 too, because he didn't want too much help from the government, and he thought the taxes were too high, and he strongly believed in education, which are all conservative things, and he thought that there should be minimum government interference, which is conservative, but he wanted to extend the benefits, which is a liberal view. So we thought that he was more of a 7, just like you guys.